Hi everyone, my name is Cooper.
And I'm Christine.
So the assignment for Team 1 was to get a fresh look at information in the world. Information is knowledge obtained from investigation, study, or instruction. We often do not think of information when engaged in everyday activities, but this does not mean that information does not exist or is not relevant to these activities. Watching information happen also gives us a new perspective and idea of how people who may not have similar information or similar access to the same information may have different ideas around how the world works. For instance, if someone does not know how a grocery store in the United States is laid out, they will likely have trouble finding goods because the information they have stored conflicts with the information they are currently processing. It should be noted that for this assignment, we focused on the customer perspective as that is the one we are most familiar with.
Team 1's prompt was to go to a place where people do complicated things. We chose to go to different grocery stores and ask questions about how information is used and utilized. We also investigated how different points of access and backgrounds such as ability, disability, income, lack of income influence and impact a person's ability to process information. Some of the questions we ask are: what is on people's mind in the grocery store? How does someone learn to conduct themselves in this place? And how do stores layout impact information processing?
So, what is the point of doing this?
The point is to see information in action and observe how information is being obtained, utilized, and stored to influence individual. Seeing information in action helps showcase the importance of information, which is often overlooked and taken for granted, as it is literally all around us, meaning that many people, including us, do not or did not think about it before this activity.
You may be wondering, how did we approach this? Team 1 approached this prompt by going to a variety of different grocery stores. We chose to go to a variety of grocery stores to see if the choice of stores had an impact on information seeking, processing, and storing behaviors. Each team member went to a grocery store, made observations, and took notes. Then each team member answered questions about their observation. We then compared and analyzed these notes and came to conclusions based on those observations and analyses.
In terms of grocery stores that we visited, the grocery stores are in Maryland and Virginia.
We visited various stores to broaden our sample size. This way, we can cover the different type of people who visit other grocery stores. For instance, people who shop at Whole Foods are likely not struggle to make ends meet, whereas people who shop at Lidl may be struggle to make ends meet. Also, location plays a role in who is at the grocery store. People in College Park, Maryland, for instance, have a higher likelihood of being a college student versus people in Suffolk, Virginia.
Information abounds in the grocery store. There is so much information that people may experience information overload, as there is so much information that people may have problems sifting through all the information. People can find information in the items in stores and within the items, such as on labels. Brands, for example, provide a level of stored information as people have memories associated with a particular brand, such as the quality of items. Signs are other forms of information and are visual reminders of information itself. Signs limit human-to-human interaction, remind people how to behave, and encourage people to seek information themselves. For example, the sign in the door reminds people to wear masks and wipe the carts before entering the store. The purchasing processes are also available for the individuals to utilize the system to see the option they can pay with. By looking at the customers in the grocery store, an observer can also determine the neighborhood's demographics. Information on political leanings and other values, such as signs, store cycle, also inform people about the value of the store, information that may encourage or discourage certain people from shopping at the store.
There are different ways to obtain information.
In the United States, grocery stores have a very similar layout. For example, we noticed that milk and eggs are in the back of the store. This might be a certain psychology behind the floor plan. Regarding the reason behind this layout, we are used to this floor plan, so we automatically go to the back of the store to locate milk and egg. In addition to these floor plans, we have signs on each aisles to provide the information to locate items. The smartphone application in the website provides the number of product available and the product's location. Unlike other information provider, employees are the only living information provider. The customer can actively interact with employee to obtain knowledge about the store.
How would we categorize our observations? We are able to analyze and organize information based on the provider. If the information was provided in a one-way stream, such as through signs, labels on the products, purchase options, and options on the methods of payment, We called it a one-way information provider. If people were providing information to human interaction, we categorized it as a two-way information provider. Two-way information providers include employee-to-customer interactions, a customer asking for information from the employee, such as about the location of the item. Other examples include employee-to-employee interaction, which might be one employee requesting another employee at the checkout line when many customers are waiting to check out. Lastly, we investigate customer-to-customer's interaction. We will discuss more in the next slide how the behavior is different among the customers to customers.
In addition to categorized by the information provider, we organize our observation based on what the individual is trying to gather information about, whether goods or services. Customers can utilize the signs label to obtain knowledge of goods. From the signs, the customer can locate goods. From the label, the customer can find out information about goods, such as the ingredients and the price of the item. The customers are also obtaining information about services in the grocery store. The services may not be seen, but it is happening. According to our article referenced on the slide, the grocery store can be a place where the adult can teach informal education such as how to behave in public and how to make a decision to a child. The grocery store is not only a place to buy and obtain information about goods, but also it is a place where an individual can learn and teach behavior and nonverbal social cues.
Backgrounds can impact information seeking in many ways. For instance, ability plays a significant role in how people access information. Many signs in grocery stores are visual and placed so that if you are at a lower height, you may not be able to read or access the information. And for people who may be overwhelmed by stimuli, such as people with autism, grocery stores would likely be a source of overstimulation, making it hard even to obtain information, making processing and storing information virtually impossible. People who may not speak English are likely not able to process information written in English, in the same way that someone who speaks English fluently can. Such people may miss out on specific information, such as what items are on sale. People with more income are likely to have more time to engage in information gathering, making it so that they may have more information stored about the grocery store, such as best times to go, and avoid situations that other people may not know about, such as unruly lines. People with higher socioeconomic status may be more likely to use grocery delivery services, making it easier for them to ignore information that may only be available in the store and may not be as aware of how to behave. Another consideration for information seeking is that a budget may drive people of a lower socioeconomic status to find the cheapest products available, making their information seeking solely about price. In contrast, other people may be looking for additional information, such as new items.
In conclusion, if you want to see the information happen, one of, if not the best way to see it happen, is to watch what occurs at a grocery store. This is a place where every person goes to and experiences at one point or another in their life. Information is transferred through so many different medium in so many ways.
You have spoken information, understood information, information transferred through signs and labels, and many more. Each person's different level of familiarity and ability makes each person's information processing in the grocery store unique.
From someone who is having their first experience in a grocery store to someone who has worked at said grocery store for 20 years. To someone who has frequented the store for same amount of time, each of these people has their archive of information available to them. Some learn more than others, some needs assistance and ask for help, some have all the required information already available. Ability impacts this as well, as some people may not be able to access information even with the help or guidance. For people with different ability, apps and other information sources outside of the store may be helpful to aid in their information gathering. Grocery store makes it so that a plethora of information is presented to the customer at all times. Many forms of information are available, including interaction with employee, which is a different form of information gathering. Overall, there are many ways that information can be gathered, stored, and accessed by individual, which can transcend the bounds of the grocery store. If we were to further our investigation, we might observe the future of obtaining knowledge on grocery store app.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions about our presentation, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.